this amateur bantamweight battle is set for three 3-minute rounds, and it is brought to you by our friends at Smoky Mountain CBD. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet 10 inches tall. His weight, 136 pounds. He trains with Team Urban Jones, and he fights out of Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, as he steps into the Aries cage, he presents to you an undefeated record of 2 wins and 0 losses, won by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Travis. And across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight at a height with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. His height, 5 feet 10 inches, and his weight, 136 1/2 pounds. He trains with Team Highest and MMA, and he fights out of Dalton, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joshua Frasch.
Joshua Frasch. Lawrence.
I just had a moment here just looking around, the rabid support for Lawrence. Really, he's got quite a following in the building tonight.
Man, Lawrence already taking the back here of Frasch. He's a little high on it, but he's got it. This dude is strong.
I like that little hip buck from
Looks
Frasch.
like he's going to try to transition into a triangle here. I can't see on that side. Looks like he's got the Kimura as well.
I mean, that's the experience, though, from Frasch. You know, if you're going against somebody a little less experienced, they might have succumbed.
Right, yep. Lawrence on a good angle here as he set up that Kimura trap, and that is not going to succeed for him.
No, now wait a minute. Now Frasch finds himself in a pretty dominant position.
He is. He's going to hunt for a submission here, but he doesn't have much at the moment.
This is a rare submission in MMA, Houston. I know.
Yes.
You know, a guy like you knows a lot of submissions. You don't see many north-south chokes.
No, you don't. And he's going to have to incorporate a punch choke in here for this to work as well. As we see on the bottom here, we see Josh setting up just to kind of wear out Lawrence or Frasch, but I don't think he's in the position to be doing that right now.
This is a unique occurrence, you know, this particular combination of positions.
It is. Frasch standing them back up. Lawrence still's got the neck here of Frasch. They both have each other's necks. As we see Frasch on top here.
Frasch got to fight those hands if he can.
Lawrence on top here. Both corners calling to let go.
Man, this has been a wild submission exchange early.
Here we go. A minute 25 here in the first as we see Lawrence on the back of Frasch again.
Frasch is knowledgeable.
Scrambling again out of this.
This ain't just going to be a rudimentary thing. You're going to really have to have a high-level submission technique to catch Frasch. Frasch has a great awareness and good submission defense.
I agree. We see the
great job of matchmaking by Aries.
I have thought that this whole night, actually, some amazing matches here.
I mean, this contest really shows, you know, Frasch is more experienced, and, you know, you look at, obviously, all the hype around Lawrence coming in. I definitely buy into it, but a couple of really intelligent exchanges here from Frasch. Sees him in dominant position for basically the final minute of round 1.
I agree, and I see that we see Lawrence like hunting for submissions a lot, but he's not hunting for control or position, but he's hunting for a lot of these submissions, and a lot of them he's hitting or attempting to are just in very unorthodox and just weird positions to be hitting them. So anxious to see how he comes into the second round here, as he did not secure a 2-minute or 2-second knockout, as he did in his last fight. 15 seconds remaining here. Head and arm choke attempt here from the top with Frasch.
I mean, we knew Frasch, you know, he had that submission victory recently. And you know that's a tool for him. But for me, it was the submission defense this round. It kept him in the fight early, and maybe he stole that round, to be honest with you. That's
I think he did.
I
think he did. Yeah, I think that the beginning of that round was pretty electrifying, but Frasch kind of, and I hope I'm not pronouncing his name wrong.
I've heard Frasch. I've also heard Frasch.
Frasch. Okay, I'm going to say Frasch, and I apologize if that's not right. But Frasch, regardless, I think looked really good at the end of that second round, and I think that he did a good job finding his way out of some of those really unorthodox submission attempts. The
standing was such a brief period at the start of that first round that I feel like Lawrence had a slip that maybe could have been scored a knockdown. You know, it was kind of an awkward
see that
sit
again.
down.
That was strange, yeah.
But I also know that there were some bombs being thrown from Lawrence on his opponent, you know, and you know, Lawrence, he's got his own logo on his trunks, you know. He comes in here, that really was a viral knockout. I saw that in pretty much the four corners of MMA internet.
Right.
So Lawrence is on the radar, you know. It's a lot of pressure trying to follow that performance.
He's dead.
Well, they are the fans in the corner.
Man, there are a lot of Lawrence fans.
Oh my goodness, they're speculating that Frasch might be a little fatigued.
I like what Frasch is doing here. He's setting up his timing here, and he's being smart about it. He's not opening himself all the way open. He's not exposing himself. Oh! Okay. Now, we'll see how Lawrence can do. He's in the center of the cage, trying to establish a full mount on Frasch.
Look at that, though. Good job by Frasch. He used the knee in sweet
wow.
position.
Wow.
Oh, man. He's crafty.
He is.
He really is.
Again, another very unorthodox. Okay, and Lawrence has the head of Frasch, but I can't see if he's got the arm underneath it. Frasch is standing up. He's doing a Von Flue choke here.
This is a crazy exchange.
Yeah, I think that Frasch needs to work that Von Flue a little bit more. Okay, he's getting himself out of it, but that was smart.
It's tight, though. He really wants out of it.
It's tight, but his angle's not good. He had a poor angle on that. And I think that Lawrence is really cooking his arms on these.
Yeah, Houston, you give us a great insight on a lot of those submission attempts, and you called it right there. Just the positioning was not right.
Yep, and he's going to try this again with the triangle. And it's going to be hard with, he's that close against the cage. What Frasch needs to do here is just back him up against the cage, and it's going to nullify his attempt here. That's what he needs to do. Frasch needs to just stay a lot of pressure on him, and that triangle is going to be all but unsatisfied.
This is another pretty tough round to score, and it's going to have a majority. If it stays like this, majority visual of Frasch on top. That's 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, the optics of this is leaning more towards Frasch on this side. It might not look like it, but Frasch is trying to open up the guard here a little bit of Lawrence and trying to look for a way to get out of this, but Lawrence is doing a good job trapping the right arm of Frasch.
These have got to be nervous moments for the Lawrence fans, you know, because I really do feel like Lawrence has got a distinct advantage on the feet. But when he gets into these little grappling exchanges, this is twice now, you know? This is twice that maybe the round is in danger.
Well, I think that Lawrence is having a hard time with, and you see this a lot of amateur fights, is Lawrence has coaches, whether they be from the audience or from his corner, yelling at him from every single corner here. And I think that Lawrence is confused on what to do because he has 10 people telling him to do 10 different things.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, it's a lot of pressure, man. He's got a following, and right now he's enjoying top position, but it's a close fight.
Taps.
Oh my
he
goodness,
taps.
Frasch gets the
He
guillotine.
taps. He taps, and that is Lawrence's corner's fault. I agree to this 100%. Lawrence would have not been in this position if his corner was established and organized.
Oh, no.
He had fans all over every corner of this fight yelling about what to do.
Oh my goodness.
I think Frasch did the smart move. He knew what he needed to do to stay into this. Lawrence was getting bad advice from all over the place, and he got caught.
I don't know, man. I mean, you were right. He did have a very vocal fan base right up against the cage.
He did, and I feel bad for him. And that could have maybe not been the case.
Well, but you got to give credit to Frasch because it seemed like in the grappling exchanges, man, Frasch was...
Frasch knew where he needed to be confident.
It was the experience. It was the experience factor.
He was. And I think that... Man, I think that Lawrence is coming off that big win, and I don't know what to get in the mind of him, but
I'm stunned, to be honest with you. you know, you don't always know how these are going to play out, and it's a fight, so everyone's always got a chance. And not to say that I discounted Frasch's ability on its
But when
face.
you see someone come off a 2-second knockout.
I know. Maybe I bought into the Lawrence side a little too much, but stunning performance. And honestly, Frasch on the ground is quite the practitioner. You know, that's 2 straight submission victories for him now as an amateur. Really feel-good moment for Steve Frasch. Throwing it back down to Lance Green.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Amano, has brought a stop to this fight. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into round number 2. Your winner by way of submission.